All right, welcome in, runners. It's Tuesday, July 14th, 2026. Let's get into it. Comfort is killing you.
Performing environments are hard. And they're hard because there's a degree of being uncomfortable every day.
Yeah.
When Alex Ferguson showed up, you were uncomfortable when he walked in the room because he had a perfection about the way that he expected you to perform. When Bill Belichick walked in the room, everyone sat up
Yeah.
because they didn't want to be called out for being shitty on the field. They didn't do their job well. And there was going to be a coach that said, I told you what to do.
Yes.
What do you not do? Where's the effort? Why are you not running on that play? And you're in there and all front of all your friends. And most guys just want to be really comfortable. I think, in the NFL, we play mostly on Sundays. Most organizations want everyone to be happy and comfortable Monday through Saturday. And everyone's happy and everyone's going to be good. And then on Sunday, you go and you get your ass kicked. And then everyone's uncomfortable. But then Monday through Saturday, everyone's happy again because, it's a new week. Belichick made Monday through Saturday uncomfortable. Every day was hard. So that Sunday, everyone won. And we were all happy that we won on Sunday, which is...
All right, welcome in, runners. What a great lesson today, guys. This is what is speaking to me, is that comfort and complacency are costing you. That's what we are going to talk about tonight. Ricardo is doing some deep dive work, talking to some new people to let them know how to get out of the comfort and into the runners. But tonight, guys, this has just been on my heart all week of like our team's winning. We are having success. And again, I love pain, right? This is one of the biggest lessons I always teach people is to learn to love pain, embrace the progress, and learn how to go to the next step, right? So, Tom Brady here talking about how Bill Belichick made it uncomfortable all week so that you won on Sunday. That's the lesson I've taken away and that I would encourage you to take away of learning how to win when it comes to discomfort. So I found this amazing, video TED Talk about why comfort will ruin your life. Okay. So complacency and comfort kill more than anybody knows. And this video, I think, just kind of sums up what that is and how you need to get rid of that in your life. So let's give it a listen and see what we can learn.
So I was on a roll. I was an executive with a nice salary, annual bonuses and stock options, all the perks. Everything was on track. And on Monday, January 7th, 2008, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in a small conference room on the top floor of our building, the president of the company wanted to have a quick meeting with me, which wasn't unusual since he was my boss. But the meeting turned out to be even more brief than expected. He fired me. And I'll never forget how his words just sucked the breath right out of me. And I left the conference room in a dazed state, and I went home and curled up in my bed in the fetal position for 3 hours. And while I could go on in vivid detail about how I felt, what I did to my self-esteem, my finances, and so on, what I now realize is while that event created the greatest amount of discomfort I had ever felt, it was that discomfort, the departure from my ordered life, that forever changed it for the better. You see, friends, what makes you comfortable can ruin you. And what makes you uncomfortable is the only way to grow.
That right there, guys. If you take nothing away from this live, right? Comfort will kill you. Learn to love pain, right? Obviously, this is a very successful man, right? But he's talking about being fired from a very highly successful job in 2008. And again, that's the point here is nothing is guaranteed. Anything that you think will be there tomorrow could be pulled from you at any second. And again, he's just telling you guys, this is the reality of the world we live in now, and prepare accordingly.
Let me say that again. What makes you comfortable can ruin you, and only in a state of discomfort can you continually grow. Now, I suppose if on January 8th, somebody come up and said, gee, buddy, getting fired's a good thing because now you're really going to grow. I probably would have smacked them. But pretty quickly, I became motivated to start a new journey. And after a couple of years of work with my new team and a PhD friend at the University of Nebraska, we had this epiphany on how to illustrate and apply the science of discomfort and growth. We called the concept the growth rings. The growth rings represent living environments that promote or hinder growth. And that includes everything from your place of work to even a fishbowl. You see, what dictates the size of a goldfish is its environment. And while this goldfish lives in a very safe environment, it's also very limiting in most every way. And when placed in a more robust environment, like say a small pond, this can be the result. Now it also means he could be eaten. But friends, this is you. The environments in which you work, live, and play, they're all a proverbial fishbowl that dictates your growth. So the first growth ring represents a low-performing, low-growth environment called stagnation. Stagnation is understood by having to follow too many steps and permissions and minutia that stifles creativity, independent thought, and action.
So let's be honest here, guys. This is where most people are at, right? This is what school, education, college, the media prepare you for, is stagnation. Be in a small bowl, be told what to do every single day. Here's your marching orders. Do what you're told to do. Don't question. Shut up and follow the rules, right? That's what society prepares us for. They plan and teach us this every day. I was a teacher. This is like verbatim what kids are taught, sadly, in our education system. So the question is, are you going to listen to this? Are you going to follow along? Or are you going to get into a bigger pond? Are you going to go against the grain? Are you going to follow your passions and do what you want to do? That's the big question you're all asking yourselves right now.
Imagine an environment such as this. Think no further than our state and federal governments. Now, the antithesis of stagnation is chaos, also low growth and low performing. Chaos can be caused by internal or external events or conditions. We see chaos occur at times in business mergers, natural disasters, and horrific events like 9/11. Chaos is having zero predictability or control over inputs and outcomes. Coming back down the growth rings, next to stagnation is the most desirable environment, order. Order is knowing that what you do or what is happening in your environment leads to a predictable outcome. And in predictability, comfort is found. But comfort is also what makes order so dangerous. Because science shows that anytime you continually do something or even think about something the same way, you'll eventually stop growing. And this applies to every living thing, even our dog. You see, if Aspen had a chance, she'd choose comfort 6 days a week and twice on Sundays. But too much growth-limiting order would have prevented her from becoming a therapy dog. And had this been allowed, think of the lives this gentle soul would not be touching today. So before your order continues to limit the way you think and act, remember what I said earlier. Growth only occurs in a state of discomfort. Now think about the power of that phrase. Growth only occurs in a state of discomfort. I can unequivocally state I wouldn't be standing on this stage today without my uncomfortable, order-disrupting day 9 years ago. By the way, I'm not recommending you go get fired to see if it leads to a TED Talk, but when you feel discomfort hit. That means you've entered the complexity ring. Complexity is nothing more than changed order. But when your order is changed, outcomes are no longer predictable, and it's unpredictability that makes you uncomfortable. And well, most times, your visceral response to discomfort is not just no, but hell no. You can actually learn how empowering it is to consciously acknowledge discomfort, and then when appropriate, choose complexity over order. And I know seeking discomfort sounds odd, and not many people do it, but you have to learn to embrace it. It means you've entered.
So I want to pause it right there, guys, and just kind of take a step back here and look at what he said, right? Most people we know are at stagnation, right? They're not growing, they're going through the same cycles every single day, and people need order. But of course, we don't want chaos, right? But in order to make everything come together, you need that complexity. What brings it all together, right? And we talk about this all the time. It's assets, it's legacy, things that last, things that transcend what we're going through on this earth. And Ricardo made a great post today that showed kind of, what we're about, what we're talking about here. And it's about legacy. It's about legacy protection. And we live in such a strange world right now, with social media and all the distractions. And a lot of people get distracted and they're always looking at something else, right? People have this microwave brain of they can't pay attention to something for more than 10 seconds, right? We are going to stay consistent. We're going to keep teaching and preaching the same things of getting assets, focus on your legacy and a financial strategy, of building wealth and passing it along. That's what we are about. That's what we've always been about. That is what we will continue to be about. Sadly, most people do not understand legacy protection, how to pass it down, how to protect what you have. So yes, I'm going to talk in a minute here about the price of gold and silver and Bitcoin and Tau. But if you do not protect it, if you do not pass it down, what good does it do? That's what we're focusing on now and helping people understand right now. So let's get into the prices here a little bit, guys, because these prices are absolutely insane right now. If you have to ask me, gold is at $4,000, guys. Gold at $4,000 is insane an ounce. $28 trillion market cap, gold at $4,000 an ounce. I didn't think this would have happened again. Silver under $60, $58 an ounce. If you guys are not buying gold and silver right now, I don't know what you're doing. We have Bitcoin down to number 16, right? Bitcoin at 16. This is crazy. And you guys can see here, right? I pulled things out to show you the chart. Back in 2023, the market cap of crypto in 2024 was higher than it is now, right? In March of 2024, we were at 2.38 trillion, basically where we're at now. So you can see here, we hit the high of October 2025, which I told you all it was going to hit the high then. Okay. Actually, let me pull this up so I show you guys the right. Here we go. So just so you guys can see here, back in 2024, right here, okay, we're at 2.5 trillion, and we're basically here now, okay? So this is the time to be buying gold, silver, and crypto, okay? No one's talking about it, right? I'm going to clip this 2 years from now and bring it back to you guys, and you're going to remember, yep, the runner said to be buying gold, silver, and crypto right now. Especially, I want to play this one clip and show you guys, if we go to the market cap here. All right, Bitcoin at $64,000. I'm going to scroll down and show you guys where Tau is. Where is it? Bit tensor tau at number 35 right here, $194. Okay. I want you guys to remember this. I want to document it. It is under $200. It's already been up to, you know, 715. So I'm buying more tau. You guys do what you want to do. But I'm going to leave you guys tonight with one of the, let's see here. Where is it? Here we go. Unbelievable. We have, was it? Who is it? Yeah. This is a must watch from Tau. And I'm going to leave you guys with this.
The other place right now we're really starting to size up our interest in is in bit tensor. The name of that token is called Tau. What it is, think about Bitcoin
TAO.
TAO. Bitcoin is decentralized.
Why you nodding, man? Why you know all this stuff?
Bitcoin is decentralized money.
Here.
Tau and BitTensor is decentralized intelligence. So it is basically, if you look at the software world today, there's open source software and closed source software. So closed source software is Instagram, Facebook, right? Like they control the algorithms you don't get to see. Open source, you can have, as a community, you can build on that. If you understand computer science, you can read it, you can see how it operates. And closed source software companies use open source software all the time for projects they build. The same thing is going to happen in AI. And we're already seeing that right now. We have OpenAI, which is actually closed source. We have Anthropic, we have Perplexity, we've got Grok. They do closed source models, so you never get to see what they're building. Then you have these platforms like BitTensor, which is basically BitTensor. So they're creating AI models in the open source environment where you can go build and contribute to them. And the under architecture of BitTensor is called subnets. So each subnet can be looked at as a business application. So one subnet could focus on inference. Another one could be medical intelligence. Another one could be financial intelligence. And as these subnets become more sophisticated, they will feed information into the closed source systems. And that's one of the things we've learned today.
You guys probably have no idea what he's saying, but he's talking to Grant Cardone, right? One of the top 10 entrepreneurs in the world. Grant Cardone, 10x. This guy is explaining BitTensor Tau to him. And I'm sure, you know, Grant's like, what is this guy talking about? But guys, it's happening. I don't care if you're buying. I really don't. I'm buying Tau and BitTensor and subnets every day. The fact that Grant Cardone even knows what BitTensor is at this point is mind-blowing to me. Okay. And if you think you missed Bitcoin, I would be buying Tau if I were you.
That Perplexity and ChatGPT and Claude, there's a small percentage of the questions that are getting asked to those platforms that BitTensor's intelligence is actually feeding for the answer. But they don't tell you that on Claude, and they're just licensing that information.
Right.
And that'll grow significantly over time. So we're starting to make some strategic investments in that space because we think long-term it has tremendous upside, and it has the same unit economics as Bitcoin. There will only ever be 21 million BitTensor tokens ever created. It's proof of work. So basically, just like Bitcoin, it requires this computing power to get rewarded into circulation. And it has a predictable halving schedule. Just like every 4 years, Bitcoin cuts its daily issuance supply in half. The same type of thing happens with BitTensor. So it's creating that scarcity long-term into the token.
Wow, guys. Grant Cardone was just told about BitTensor Tau in a bear market. Okay. Like, guys, I don't think you understand. Again, I'm gonna mark this date, July 14th, 2026. No one's talking about crypto. No one's talking about Bitcoin or Tau, right? And I'm gonna put this up here on the screen just so I can document this, so I can be right again when I told you guys to buy Bitcoin in 2023 at the bottom, like I always do, because people can't pay attention to something for more than 1 year. Okay, here's what's going on, guys. All right. I remember this time in 2018, if you guys can see that. 2018 on the left. Okay, for some reason my where the black mark is right there. Okay. 2018, I got into crypto in 2017. So 2018 it goes down. It's the second one on the right, right? And that's where we're at in 2026, right? We went to 2018. Every 4 years is the bear market. This is the bear market. This is the worst. 2026 is the worst time to invest in gold, silver, Bitcoin. So now is the time to buy. All right. 2027, things will start to go up. And then 2028, 2029 will go really, really high, as you can see on the bottom there. Just like we did, if you go to the very top where it says, shows you the 2016 and 2017, that's when I got into crypto. Okay. 2020, 21 was good. 24, 25 was good. Now is the time to be buying assets. Okay. If you are saving in dollars, you are going to lose. You want to get physical and digital assets that are limited, that cannot be created out of thin air by governments all around the world. This is very basic stuff. I'm kind of sick of talking about it, but it is what it is. Okay. So anyways, again, we will mark down this date of Tuesday, July 14th, 2026, when Michael Tharp told you to buy gold, silver, Bitcoin, and BitTensor Tau. And we'll see what happens in 2028 and 2029. Guys, you can do all the right things, right? You can make lots of money. You can have all these stocks. You can have all this real estate. But in the end, if you don't have a legacy, if you don't pass it down the right way, what difference does it make? If the government can come in and take all your stuff, if you don't pass it down to your children and your children's children, what difference does it make if you don't protect your legacy? So again, guys, look down below, get on the VIP list. We're going to show you guys how to protect your legacy, how to make sure your wealth passes down from generations. This is the missing piece we have been waiting for with the runners for years. So I want to encourage you guys, stay positive. Okay, do not get comfortable, right? Comfort cost you. Complacency cost you. Staying stuck where you are at cost you. You don't see it today, right? You're not going to see your bank account go down tomorrow by $1,000 because you did nothing. It's going to happen slowly but surely if you stay complacent and comfortable in the same spot. So I want to encourage you guys, take action, get in one of our VIP spots, and we'll see you guys next week.